So, your old pal Fernbark here, enjoying some beautiful sun on an early March morning. And since it's been so nice, I decided I'm going to try an experiment and try to keep my trailer unplugged for as long as possible. So what I've done is I've moved my refrigerator into the travel trailer to replace this Energy Hog right here, and it's kind of in a crappy spot. Sorry about the fast camera there. But what I wanted to do is wire it directly to this 12 volt power panel right here. What that did was immediately kill my battery, which is not the refrigerator's fault. I'll show you the battery right there. But if you see, I don't know if I can get the day code on there, but you can see it's August of 07, and it means it's 8 years old, which is well past the lifetime you would expect out of any lead acid battery. So what I'm going to do is drop in this slightly larger battery with a brand new date code from this month, and I should start getting much better. The larger battery, one, because larger batteries are always better than smaller ones, and two, my battery box is actually bigger, so I thought might as well fill it up. One couple disappointing things again about this trailer manufacturer is they're using a black lead as the positive and a white lead as a negative, which is fine if this was an AC system, but standard wiring for DC is red is positive and black is negative. And then the other thing too, it's hard to see, but the terminal ends on this are like way bigger than they need to be for a regular battery post, so I don't know. It is what it is. Last year I had these panels on top of my pickup truck, which was of course flat and received partial shading from the camper. And now I got them up on top of the garage. Probably not an optimal angle, but better than flat. And I should be able to capture a lot more of the sun during the day. I'm going to take a look and see if it's getting better performance than the flat laying panels on top of my camper. Alright, this is the display on my Midnight charge controller. And I have both the sets of panels going through a combiner. What I'm going to do is turn on the panels on top of the camper. We'll see how much energy I'm getting out of 8 68 watt panels. So I'm getting 54 volts in. Alright, I'm making almost 4 amps off of 8 panels. I'm going to turn those off. I'm going to turn the garage panels on. So I'm making almost the same power with 4 panels that 8 panels are making, just because they're oriented correctly. That's amazing. Anyhow, time to start charging my batteries up. I'll turn both sets of panels on. And a big whopping 7.6. So that should get better. It's still pretty early in the day. It's like 10 o'clock. When I started out this morning, I was at 98% charge, and I made a pot of coffee with the electric coffee maker, and I had everything pretty much on, and I was using some pretty significant amperage, and then it just started dropping like a rock, so I turned everything off, and right now all I have running is my refrigerator, which is the Efficient Winter model. I'm charging at my laptop. I'm actually got 26 volts, which is pretty decent. I'm actually making 1.2 amps good to the battery off the solar panels. So I'm just going to go ahead and let things charge up, and then just check on this periodically and see how we're doing during the day. Well, this Majestic Cedar is still cock blocking the sunshine to my trailer. At least the panels on the garage are still giving me some power, so I'm not totally shut down for about 90 minutes a day like I was before. So this is going to be a big help. So here's an interesting thing. When I bought this camper, the labels were all handwritten, so I remade them with the nice label maker so I could actually read it. And the one that says fridge was handwritten in fridge. And I learned something today when I was turning everything off trying to conserve power. I thought I was just isolating the fridge because in case there was for some reason a small amount of current going to it, I didn't want any current going to it at all. But in fact, it is the fridge, my battery charger for the trailer battery, and the front outlets. So I think that's what ultimately wrecked that battery was when I turned the power off to the charger, then it just got totally beat down. But it needed to be replaced anyway, so I don't feel totally bad. And I did learn something about my power panel. Alright, it's 1:48 in the afternoon, and I'm getting 15.4 amps out of my panels, which is really about all I can hope to get out of these guys, because the way they're set up, I should be getting about 6 amps per group, and I got 3 groups, so 18 is really about my max. And with those panels on the camper being flat, I'm not getting anywhere near the optimum angle on them, so I'm pretty happy with this output right here. Well, I'm only putting in about 1 amp right now. I do have the computer on, a couple fans running because it's like 80 degrees in here. The good news is, even though I'm not putting that many amps in, I'm at 100% state of charge, so I'm in good shape for the night. And making coffee with the coffee maker this morning was not as big of a worry as I had made it out to be. Although I still think I'm going to go ahead and use my stove and a percolating coffee maker tomorrow morning, because it's supposed to get cloudy and rain in the afternoon, so I think that's what I'm going to end up doing there. And for tonight, I'm just going to barbecue some food and take it easy.